Welcome traders, hope you had a fantastic weekend. This is Mike Hamilton for Trade the Easy Way, and I'm looking at the pound US dollar here. Pretty thin on the ground for data until we get to Wednesday. We get UK jobs, and Thursday we get US retail sales. Friday is options expiry. What does options expiry mean? It generally means that key pivots act as magnets for a huge amount of money that's on the table for options expire when options expire. So you tend to get big numbers occurring. So for example, here we are trapped in range on the pound US dollar, distribution pattern up here, but we've hit a fibs level and we're very close to 155. If we can hold this level, this fib level, into Monday, Tuesday, we might get some sort of recovery into the top of the range. Otherwise, if we break this level here, I would expect to potentially head for 150. So, for example, the options expiry on the pound US dollar could be 150, but obviously we need to read the charts, not second guess the market, and so just look for, at the moment, short any highs, because that is a clear downtrend. Sorry about that. But just watch out for any close above 155. Alright, moving on. So sticking to the euro, again, we can't close above the 20 EMA. I'm very cautious on charts that can't close above the 20 EMA. This is potentially just a bearish consolidation, and we could just roll over here. However, we have got some, a lot of blue bars here. We have seen some pushes to the upside, but they tend to just fade out. So the line in the sand of this is this 110. If that gives, then look for 105 as a target. But overall, I'm seeing a lot of dollar strength here. I think the market is pricing in a potential interest rate rise next month, and so at the moment highs in any of these dollar pairs like Euro US, Pound US, etc. are to be shorted until we get any signals to the upside on these. I think the flip side to this is pound strength. I think the pound's going to have to follow fairly soon. If we get a couple of rate rises in the US, which is possible, who knows? We could get one. One scenario is a rate rise in September, and a rate rise in December. That will put a lot of pressure on the pound to put a rate rise in. So pairs like the pound Aussie dollar, although we have seen a lot of selling pressure last week, coming into the 50 EMA here and the fib 127 extension. So we could sit down here and then start to wander up to the big 218. How would you handle that? Let's get Monday out of the way and I'll come back to you on that one and just see how the market behaves after all that selling. But you can see I've got a resistance level up here at 210 and a 20 EMA and a test of a star up there at just under 219. So watch out for some selling if we bounce into that area there. It is, as you can imagine, a nice big seller's bar on the weekly. So it's actually a sell signal on the weekly. A new high, close below next week. That's a sell signal. So stay out of that one. Look to buy the dollar, and let's just see where we are. Euro yen, still stuck in that apex with a very range bound chart here. We are above all moving averages. 13650 is a key line in the sand, which we keep rejecting at the moment. So keep your eyes out on that one. When that does move, I think that could be quite a swift decent trend. It's just a question of where we are going to come out of that. But my preference, well, it has to be bullish on the basis that we've got a twist of moving averages there. So I'll keep an eye on that one, because if that does close above 136.50, 137, that could open the gates for a big move to 140. Gold, I think it's certainly holding. The weekly chart has given us two hammers. Overall, I have to say I'm bearish, but I think I'm bearish from, well, I am bearish from 1110 up here, that resistance level, coming in contact with the 20 EMA on the daily. So with dollar strength, I'm looking for any rally to be sold into on that one for another leg down after this huge move down on the 20th. Oil, it just can't do anything. You can see from the left, if we look right over here to March, and we are coming into this kind of support here. But it just can't do anything. We're still channeling down. Any move into that 45.30, unless we close above 45.30, is going to get shorted. So all eyes on that US retail sales data is going to be interesting. If that shows, you know, a decent push, that could put a lot of pressure on the upside of the dollar. So I'm going to leave it there. A nice short video at the moment, and do a full report when I look at the markets at 5 o'clock UK time, and then at 7 o'clock we'll do the full Traders Roundtable. The Traders Roundtable is, we are going to look at, there's a couple of sectors, stock sectors I'm very, very interested in, and I think you might want to get involved in. So please join me for that, and we'll have a much better idea about what the dollar is doing and how that might impact the rest of the week as we head to options expiry. Thank you for joining me, thank you for listening, and happy trading.